Assalamu alaikum. This is NTV Europe's weekly chat show, Talking Point. I'm your host, Syed Neaz Ahmed. In this life, what we wish and what we get are two different things. Sometimes a child wants to become a pilot, a football player, a boxer, an engineer, a lawyer, an accountant. What turns out to be is a completely different thing. It's a matter of fate. In our studios today, we have a gentleman whose face you already know, but he has kindly consented to be my guest today. He is Mahbub Musrshed, an accountant, studied something else, and finally landed in the United Kingdom and chose his career to be an accountant. Welcome to the show, Mahbub bhai. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm fine, and thank you. I'm really honored to be here.
Well, it's an honor and a pleasure for me. And
let me say at least one thing, that I'm a big fan of your program. I watch your program.
Thank you very much,
and
sir.
I watch the number of people you interview.
Thank you very much, sir.
High-profile people.
You are one of them.
No, I don't know. You probably considered me in that position, but I never thought that I'd be sitting here with you. So it's really honored and privileged.
Well, it's an honor and a pleasure. Nobody earns anything without having earned it, you see. So if you think that you are honored, I'm also honored, see, by your presence. Mr. Mahbub Musrshed, recently you were honored, again using the same word, by British Bangladeshis Who's Who, and you were one of the six
winners.
A filmmaker, a politician, a businessman, and a social activist, and then there was our Mahbub Musrshed, an accountant. They say that you have brought accountancy, or the concept of accountancy, the thought of accountancy, to the living room through your own program, Accountancy with Mahbub Musrshed. Yes. Great. Since this is a personality-based program, we usually ask our guests, where did the journey begin? The journey of life.
Journey of life started
from Tangail.
From Tangail, where I was born. Then, although I was born in Tangail, but I was raised in Mymensingh. I finished my school in Mymensingh, Jilai School. Then I went to Dhaka College. And from there, in 1982, after intermediate, I got government scholarship. It's really Bulgarian government scholarship I got, and came to Bulgaria to study computer engineering. So, to be honest, I was taught to be a computer programmer. And then
what is called software engineering.
Software engineering, and I came here thinking that I could progress and build my career in computer science. But at the time, it was 1987 when I came. It was Bulgaria was a communist country, and of course, Bulgarian qualification they won't recognize in this country. So I tried. I wanted to continue.
But now things have changed, isn't it?
Things changed. See, this is the thing that now they are in EU, European Union. So you can even come and go. Their qualification. I know that a lot of doctors are working here now, but those days, time changed, and those days, I wasn't recognized. My qualification wasn't recognized. So I really looking for. Even I went to Imperial College of Science and Technology to see whether they would let me do a continuation of that course. They said that no, because we don't recognize that qualification, you have to start from scratch. And I couldn't afford, because it's so expensive for me those days. So I started, I was looking for an opportunity to work in any field. And the only field at that time was available was catering.
Right.
I was working in a restaurant for 1 year.
Well, most students do that. I mean,
yes, those days it was only option we had. But now community has grown bigger. We have got even people, they're coming from Bangladesh, they don't need to work in restaurant. But those days, probably that's the only option we had. And we were working in restaurant. And after working for 1 hour, I decided to leave that job and came to that restaurant's accountant to get the P45, the liver certificate. Yes. And that accountant was telling me that you are not supposed to work in a restaurant. I said, yeah, that's why I left the job. I said, will you consider to study and work in accountancy field? Then I said, why not? If there's an opportunity, I will. Then he said, okay, come back
with your
tomorrow.
background in engineering, computer engineering, and the science background, I think you were better placed to understand the mathematics rather than most students who don't study science.
Yes, I agree in one point, because although we are not taught economics and commerce other subject, but mathematics, of course, this really helps.
Yes.
And mathematics has got some like logical sense, that counting numbers and all these things, formulas. Even sometimes when I started accountancy, I applied even algebra in my accounting. I remember some problems I couldn't solve, so I used algebra to solve those problems.
The equations.
Equations, yeah. I even still, if I can't find a variable, I always use algebra, even nowadays. So that's really science students do better. But when I never wanted to be an accountant, to be honest. As I said, that it was a turning point of my life when I went to that accountant to get my P45, and he offered me a job. That was the turning point of my life. So that's how I became an accountant. So
you joined the firm and you were with them for how long?
I worked for 10 years. So that experience definitely helped me to build my career.
And in the meantime, while you were working, you were also studying for some professional qualifications?
Yes, so what I did, because of course I didn't have any qualification when I joined that accountancy firm, then I was working in the evening. I was studying in the evening, first access to accountancy, then I started accounting qualifications, whatever I have achieved later on. So that's how I progressed. So it was really experience first and then qualification second. That's how I got.
So what would you call yourself? Are you a cost accountant?
I would say that because the chartered, I'm not chartered because chartered you have to be, you have to do with a chartered accountants firm at least 3 years, and then you get the qualification. When I started, I got ICPA, it's the Institute of Certified Practicing Accountants, practicing license to start, and then I gained other, I'm a fellow member of AAT now, even associate member of Institute of Financial Accountants. So those are the organization members I'm member of.
What you just mentioned was certified public, something like that.
ICPA.
They have a qualification in America which is called CPA.
That's called, they call certified public accountants, they call it.
That's a different
So
thing.
that's different. In America, there is no chartered accountancy. So they've got the public accountants.
They don't want a royal charter, do they?
I don't know what they said. There is.
In Canada they have. In Canada they have. In Bangladesh they have chartered accountants.
Yeah, that's a problem also. It's accounting bodies. They don't want to recognize another accounting body. That's the problem. In Bangladesh, even the chartered accountants, they don't want to recognize even SCCA qualified.
It's a closed club, they don't want competitors.
That's how they are, so I can't really make comment about that.
So, what we want, as I started, and so what we want and what we get are two different
things, absolutely.
Isn't it? So
I never thought, to be honest. I remember when I was in Jilai school, Mamishing Jilai school, I was going to the science laboratory. That as a science student, we've got a chemistry laboratory, and we had to pass one room. Those commerce students are studying.
Yeah.
And they used to use the typewriters those days. And I was...
Calculators, I think.
Typewriters, they used to type. I don't know, those days, commerce students typing in typewriters. I said, what they will be? Will they be typist? Typist? So we really put down this profession, especially when I was in Bangladesh. We used to put down this profession. Only thing we knew that chartered accountants, they are the main. And other than those who are studying commerce, they will end up in a bank, in small jobs or something. But now being an accountant, I realize how important that profession is. It's really important. To be honest, you can't imagine a country without accountants.
True, true.
Any sector you go, even government, even they have their own accountants. Even a charity, they have got accountants. So any field you go, any business, any area, you need an accountant.
We can't imagine a business without the debits and the credits.
Absolutely.
The income and profit and loss.
This is interesting because in communist country, there's no really private sector business. Everything owned by, those days, owned by the government. Even they used to teach accountancy. They used to teach economics and other things. So even then, when the business, the communist countries, they don't have like a business, a private sector business. They even teach accountancy. They have their own accountants as well. So
they have their own accounting laws.
Absolutely, no. So
no accountants can really advise their businesses that how to avoid the tax.
Of course.
In those countries.
Okay. Yes. There's no the tax system, to be honest, in because they take they give you salary. There's a source here, so they give you salary, and things are very different. In those days, I have to say, I don't know how many communist countries really left in this world, but those days.
Briefly tell us about something about because not many people go to Bulgaria and understand about the life. How was the life there?
To be honest, when I left Bangladesh, yes, I loved it because that's the first time I came out of Bangladesh.
It was the first foreign country you had come to.
Yes, and 1982, I have to say, Bangladesh we were much poorer at that time. Even I remember in Dhaka, you wouldn't find a rickshawala wearing a shirt, to be honest, lungi and genji. You know, that's what they used to wear. No watch, no mobile phone, nothing like this those days. So even at that time, Bangladesh was poor, I have to say, and came to Bulgaria. And I said, oh, it's fantastic. Everybody has got a house. Everybody has got a job. Nobody's poor. No beggar on the street. Everybody has got their own money to buy their food. So it's fantastic. It's like a heaven. And of course, compared to Bangladesh, it was something different. But when I came to England, it's different.
You found something more different.
Absolutely. It's something that even here you find poor people, rich people, but they're, I have to say, more or less equal in
Okay, thank you, sir.
society.
Here we have to take a break, and when we come back, we'll definitely continue with this, your beautiful journey, very interesting journey. Okay? Thank you, viewers, for being with us, and when we come back, we'll definitely discuss the same or some more points with our distinguished guest today, Mr. Mahbub Musrshed. See you soon.